Hello everyone, today we are going to start a new course which is solid state physics. In more precise terms, solid state physics is called as condensed matter physics and it is word around us. So before discussing about the course, let's see why we are going to study about solid state physics. Matter which exists around us is in four forms, which is either plasma state, gaseous state, liquid state or solid state. And metal which exists around us in solid form, you will see some metals are good conductor of electricity than another. Then question arise why this happens, that some metals are good conductor of electricity and heat. Similarly, some things exist which are transparent and others are not. And also you see, with the enhancement in technology, computers can compute so fast. Then question arise why computers compute so fast. Also magnet uh, stick to fridge door, and magnet you see magnet attract iron towards it. Then why all this happens, and the question answer to all these question is hidden inside this course, which is solid state physics. So this is the reason why we are going to discuss about this course. So you see, matter which exists around us is in four forms, as we have discussed before. These states are plasma state, gaseous state, liquid state or either in solid form. So most of matter which exists in universe is in the star and galaxy, and this matter is mainly in plasma state. And what is plasma? Plasma is a mixture of charged and neutral particles. See here in this picture, this is the sun, and inside sun matter exists in plasma state. And the example of plasma state on earth are the matter inside a discharge tube and matter inside a nuclear reactor. And most of matter in earth is in liquid and solid form, and some percentage exist in gaseous state. And also it is possible by changing temperature and pressure to transform any one of three states into another. Means by changing temperature and pressure, solid can transform to liquid state, liquid can transform to gaseous state by changing temperature and pressure. And why these states, and the main difference between all these states arise because of the nature of intermolecular forces between the atoms inside the material. So how these states are different, you see, in gases are low density and have negligible intermolecular forces, and to contain this state we need a closed container with particular pressure. But if we see in case of liquids are in liquids intermolecular forces are much stronger than in case of gases, but these are not strong enough to keep the molecules stationary. So to contain the liquids we also need a closed container, but no pressure is needed here in this state. Now next form in which matter exists is the solid form. And in case of solids, intermolecular forces between the molecules are quite strong, and these forces are long range forces, as you can see in crystals. And due to these strong intermolecular forces, molecules in solid state can move very much away from their equilibrium position. So because of this they have a constant volume and shape, and these materials do not need any container to contain and do not need any pressure. Now, in this course, we are going to discuss about solids. Now, here question arise, why the material which is diamond and cotton candy both are different? Why this happens? Either why these substances are alike? Why these substances are not same? And the all difference which is between these two substances, means between diamond and cotton candy, is because of the structure and arrangement of particles inside the substances. So solids further broken down into category based on how these solids are packed, and solids are further divided into three categories depending upon the arrangement of atoms inside the material, and these categories are crystalline solids, amorphous solids, and polycrystalline solids. Now first discuss about the crystalline solids. In crystalline solids, solids have well defined order in their structure. It means atoms inside these substances are arranged in a regular fashion. To understand this arrangement more precisely, you can see in this picture, if we mark a dot between the centers of these circles, you will see this is a first layer, this is second layer, this is third layer, and this is fourth layer, and there is a regular arrangement of atoms inside this solid material, and this type of materials are called crystalline solids. Now next solids are the amorphous solids. In amorphous solids, there is a atoms are not arranged in a regular fashion, and they don't have any order in their molecular structure. You can see here the atoms are not arranged in a regular fashion. So these type of solids are called the amorphous solids. And the example of crystalline solid and the amorphous solids are quartz, diamond, NaCl are the crystalline solids. Rather, glass, rubber, plastic are the example of amorphous solids. Here you can see in first picture atoms are arranged in a regular fashion, but in case of amorphous solids, means in case of glasses, atoms are not arranged in a regular fashion. But if we arrange this irregular arrangement with gases, in gases there is also in this case atoms are not in a regular pattern, but intermolecular forces between these material is much stronger than in case of gaseous materials. To differentiate between crystalline and solids, you see how behavior of material change with the change in the structure, means with the change in the arrangement of atoms inside a particular material. As you can see in this picture, there is a crystalline SiO2 and amorphous SiO2, and crystalline SiO2 is quartz, rather amorphous SiO2 is a glass. In quartz there is a regular arrangement of atoms, means if we say this red color is silicon and blue color is oxygen, then in crystalline SiO2, means inside quartz atoms are arranged in a regular fashion, but in case of glass atoms are not arranged in a regular fashion. Either both have same molecules. Now next type of solids are the crystalline solids. Crystalline solids are the solids in which there are an aggregate of large number of small crystals or grains. So to understand polycrystalline solids, see in this picture, you see if I mark these boundaries, then atoms which exist inside this boundary have a regular fashion, but if we change this grain, if we move to this area, then in this particular region atoms are arranged in a regular fashion, but this arrangement is not same as the grain which we have seen means the grain which lie in its neighbor side. So, what are the polycrystalline solids? Means which have large number of small crystals. Means these are the small crystals, but uh, uh, these small crystals have a different arrangement of atoms if we move to the different grain. So these small crystals are called the grains, and these boundaries are called the grain boundaries, and such type of solids are called the polycrystalline solids. Now in this series we can see how solids can be classified on the basis of bonds that hold the atoms and molecules together. And these solids can further classified as ionic solids, metallic solids, covalent solids, and molecular solids. See here, in case of ionic solids, there exist ionic bonds and between the ions. The example of ionic solid is NaCl. NaCl have Na positive and Cl negative, and there exists a ionic bond between Na positive and chlorine negative. And how the properties of these solids changes with the change in the bonding between atoms and molecules. These solids are hard, brittle, conduct electricity only when these are in liquid form, but these are not a no, these will not conduct electricity in a solid form, and these also have very high melting points. Now next type of solids which have metallic bonding, these are copper, iron, titanium, lead, etc., and they have atoms of electropositive elements. And these solids are shiny, ductile, conduct heat and electricity, and they have variable hardness and variable uh, melting points depending upon the they have variable hardness and variable melting temperatures. Similarly, next type of solids are covalent solids which have covalent bonding, and these consist of atoms which are atoms. These consist of atoms of electronegative elements, and the example of these solids are diamond, silicon dioxide means SiO2, and these solids are very hard, not conductive, and very high melting points. In this category, next type of solids, those have molecular bonding, means molecules further connected by intermolecular forces, and these are H2O, CO2, I2, and the glucose which is sucrose means carbon 12, H22, and oxygen 11. And these type of solids are very hard, they have variable hardness, variable brittleness, and these are not conductive and have low melting points. So depending upon the bonding between the atoms, the behavior of material also change. And also you have see many properties of materials are found to depend upon the structure of crystal. As you can see here, the SiO2 which is in crystalline form is a quartz, but SiO2 in amorphous form are the glasses. So, out of all different states of matter, the crystalline state is the easiest to describe because of its periodicity of position of atoms and molecules. जैसा कि हमने क्रिस्टलाइन सॉलिड की डेफिनेशन में भी देखा था कि क्रिस्टलाइन सॉलिड्स के केस में जो एटम्स हैं वो एक रेगुलर फैशन में अरेंज्ड हैं, जैसे कि आप यहाँ भी देख सकते हैं इस पिक्चर में कि जो एटम्स हैं वो क्या हैं, पर्टिकुलर फैशन में अरेंज्ड हैं. तो अगर इनमें से हम किसी एक यूनिट सेल को स्टडी करें और इस यूनिट सेल को 3 डायमेंशन में रिपीट करें तो हम कंप्लीट सॉलिड मटेरियल के स्ट्रक्चर को, उसकी प्रॉपर्टीज़ को स्टडी कर सकते हैं और आफ्टर स्टडिंग दीज प्रॉपर्टीज़ इन मटेरियल्स को किसी टेक्नोलॉजिकल एप्लीकेशन में भी यूज़ कर सकते हैं. So because of this, in this course we will discuss about the crystalline solids that have a well defined regular structure. So in this series, see what is the difference between crystalline solids and amorphous solids. Crystalline solids have a regular arrangement of atom inside it and have definite geometrical order, and this order is long range order. As you can see in this picture कि एक सेम जो पैटर्न है वो क्या है, 3 डायमेंशन में रिपीट हो रहा है. Similarly, these solids are bounded by flat surfaces. Also, I have collected these images so that you can easily imagine how the properties of different materials change with the change in the arrangement of atoms. This is the picture of crystalline solids, and these crystalline solids are bounded by flat surfaces, as you have seen in the properties of these crystalline solids. Also, these crystalline solids have uniform chemical composition throughout the material. Crystalline solids are anisotropic in nature. What is the meaning of anisotropy? Means their physical properties are not same in all direction. For example, when a ray of light entering a crystal split into 2 components, it travel with different speed in 2 directions. So crystalline solids do not possess same properties if we change the direction. So this is called the anisotropy. Now next, crystalline solids have sharp melting points. Why this happens? Because all the bonds between the atoms in crystalline solids are equally strong. So when temperature changes, so at a particular temperature all the bonds get ruptured at same time, so they possess a sharp melting points. And also crystalline solids possess state of minimum energy. And about this we will discuss when we see how these crystalline and amorphous solids form and how they acquire state of minimum energy. Now next type of solids are the amorphous solids. In amorphous solids, atoms are arranged in a irregular fashion, and also these solids are not bounded by flat surfaces. And these type of solids are isotropic, means with the change in the direction they have same properties. They have same physical properties, and also these materials don't possess sharp melting point, as the bonding between the atoms is not same throughout the material. So when temperature changes, the all bonds will not get ruptured at the same time. So that's why they don't possess sharp melting points. Now next question arises, how crystalline solids and amorphous solids are formed and why these crystalline solids acquire state of minimum energy. This main difference is exists in the form in the way how these solids are going to prepared. Solids are usually prepared using cooling molten matter. मैटर मीन्स कि किसी भी मैटर को अगर हाई टेम्परेचर पर गर्म किया जाए तो वो किस स्टेट में आ जाता है, एक मोल्टन स्टेट में आ जाता है. तो जब इस मोल्टन स्टेट को अगर फ्रीली रख दिया जाए और एटम स्लोली कूल हो, मीन्स एक स्टेबल स्टेट में आए, तो उन्हें एक पर्टिकुलर फैशन में अरेंज होने के लिए एक प्रॉपर टाइम मिल जाता है, तो जिसके कारण जो एटम्स हैं वो एक रेगुलर फॉर्म में अरेंज हो जाते हैं. तो इस टाइप के जो मटेरियल्स बनते हैं, ये मटेरियल्स क्या हैं, दीज आर द क्रिस्टलाइन मटेरियल्स. और इसी के साथ अगर इस मोल्टन मैटर को इतना टाइम ना दिया जाए कि वो क्या हो जाए, जिसकी एटम्स उसमें रेगुलरली अरेंज हो जाएं, रादर कि अगर उसे उसकी कूलिंग बहुत फास्ट की जाए तो उस केस में एटम्स को इतना टाइम नहीं मिलता कि वो एक रेगुलर फैशन में अरेंज हो सकें। तो उस केस में जब इंस्टेंटली इस हॉट मोल्टन मैटर को कूल किया जाता है तो एटम्स क्या होते हैं, रैंडम फैशन में अरेंज हो जाते हैं, और उस टाइप के मटेरियल्स को हम क्या बोलते हैं, वो मटेरियल्स क्या हैं, अमोर्फस मटेरियल्स हैं। इसी सीरीज़ में अगर हम बात करें ग्रेफीन, ग्रेफीन एक मटेरियल है विच इज़ कॉल्ड एज अ मटेरियल ऑफ द फ्यूचर। ग्रेफीन क्या है, ग्रेफीन इज़ अ एलोट्रॉप ऑफ कार्बन। जैसे कि आपने देखा ग्रेफाइट है, डायमंड है, ये भी क्या है, एलोट्रॉप्स हैं, बट जो प्रॉपर्टीज़ डायमंड की हैं वो प्रॉपर्टीज़ ग्रेफाइट की नहीं है। इसी की सीरीज़ में जो ग्रेफाइन है दैट इज़ अ फ्यूचर मटेरियल, एंड व्हाई इट इज़ इम्पोर्टेंट, बिकॉज this graphene, the help of this graphene, it is possible to make single sheet of graphite, means this single sheet will contain one atom thick layer. And importance of this graphene material is that it is lightweight material and could easily and with the help of this material we can make thin sheets. This is not in your syllabus, but it is important to know about this material because this material is a future material, and because of the pioneer work in this field, in 2010 Nobel Prize in Physics is awarded because of the research in this graphene, because of the research on this material which is graphene, and it is a allotrope of carbon.